Live Fit Podcast, episode 120. Cultivate your selfish spirit and be an empowered mama.
They all say yes. Do you want them to stress less than you do? Yes. Do you want them to eat healthier? And the list can go on and on. They're like, yes, 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 and yes. Well, guess what? They are going to learn that from you. And I got to tell you, unfortunately, there's not a lot of great role models out there outside of your home. So it is up to us as the boss mom to show that, know what? Yes, you can have a career and you can lead in your family and you can take care of yourself, because that's what I want my kids to see, is that yes, you can do all those things and you can take care of yourself.
Welcome to the Live Fit Podcast with Glenn Johnson, your resource for all things that contribute to good health. You will hear expert advice and interviews with leading authorities on fitness, food, fat loss, mindset, and the mind-body connection. You will find show notes, articles, and health programs at livefitpodcast.com.
Yes, it is time once again for the Live Fit Podcast. I'm your host, Glenn Johnson, your guide to better health. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Today's guest, Lisa Druxman, is a mom on a mission. She is the founder of Fit for Mom, the country's largest fitness program for moms. She's a noted speaker, author, podcaster, and a powerhouse of energy. Lisa is a self-proclaimed idea monkey and mom boss. She is passionate about helping women get out of overwhelm and into a life of health and happiness. Let's listen how she does it. Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Glenn. So nice to speak with you.
Yeah, you too. When I first heard about you, I had to get you on my show because what you are promoting has always been sort of a little thorn in my side. And yeah, well, I'll get not against you, but on your side. The thorn's not against what you're doing. The thorn is definitely to promote what you are promoting, and we'll get into the specifics of that in just a little bit. But for the sake of the listeners, tell us about yourself. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Oh, why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, I've been a fitness professional for over 25 years, but everything changed for me when I became a mom, 16 years ago. I have to tell you, it was really for myself. I was looking for a community. I had so many questions about motherhood. I had questions about sleep. I had questions about nursing. I just needed a village. So I created a class called Stroller Strides 16 years ago so that I could have that. I figured as a fitness professional, I could help moms get back in shape, and they could help me with all the questions I had about motherhood. And apparently I wasn't alone, because Stroller Strides took off, and here we are 16 years later. We're a Fit for Mom franchise, and we have not only Stroller Strides, but Fit for Baby, which is our prenatal program, and Body Back, which is our transformational high intensity interval program. And it doesn't really matter which program we're talking about. Really, everything that we do is to help women find their strength in motherhood. And so that's why I do what I do.
That is so awesome. And I got to say, out of all the populations that are currently living, I think mothers are by far the strongest anyways. Yet, yeah, and I don't just have to say that because my wife is hovering over me right now.
That's right.
But, having worked with many, 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 many women, it's really amazing what they do. And I think they put most men to shame, though men like to boast about how busy and how stressed they are, and how the world's economy rides on their shoulders. Yet who's taking care of them and taking care of their house and all their kids and all that?
Absolutely.
So definitely the infrastructure, if not more. And what I was referring to earlier about the thorn in my side is that most women, they give so much and they're so dedicated to their family that they sacrifice their own health. And I've seen it over and over. And I mean, it's almost a joke how often I've seen it. I would go so far as to say it's almost an epidemic in poor health because of this attitude. And you're here to reverse that, aren't you?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Ask any mom across the country. They all know that they're supposed to put their own oxygen mask on first. They get that logically, but they just don't know how to do it. And in some ways, moms are martyrs. We're so busy taking care of everyone else, taking care of the house, taking care of the kids, taking care of maybe a spouse. And 70% of millennial moms are working. So they're also working. They're also in the hustle, that it just seems like an impossibility. And I believe so much in the power of moms. I believe so much in the ripple effect that we will create on our kids and this next generation, that to me, it is not even a possibility. They have to take care of themselves. And so that was why I wrote the book, The Empowered Mama, is to really give moms the hacks and the simple tricks to get back their time and to claim their health and to claim their happiness, because every mom deserves it. And happy wife, happy life,
Absolutely.
Happy mom, happy life. So I am doing everything I can to help moms get back on track.
That's fantastic. And, I can't stress that enough, how important it is for women in general, but moms especially, to take care of themselves. Because if they're not well, nobody else is well. Not just happy. Yet every time I broach this subject with a mom, they give me that look on their face saying, yeah, I know I should, but I feel selfish.
Oh, gosh. You think about our kids. And so I asked moms across the country this: do you want your kids to exercise more than you do? They all say yes. Do you want them to stress less than you do? Yes. Do you want them to eat healthier? And the list can go on and on. They're like, yes, 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 and yes. Well, guess what? They are going to learn that from you. And I got to tell you, unfortunately, there's not a lot of great role models out there outside of your home. So it is up to us as the boss mom to show that, know what? Yes, you can have a career and you can lead in your family and you can take care of yourself, because that's what I want my kids to see, is that yes, you can do all those things and you can take care of yourself. It's just about prioritizing.
Yeah, let's say there's a woman stuck in this loop, and
Yep.
she's got the martyrdom going on, of course, unintentionally. She's doing everything herself and sacrificing everything, and she's really in a bad place, stress-wise, health-wise, sleep-wise, all those factors, eating-wise. She's gaining weight, all this. How do you break into that? At what point of this cycle do you break in and say, okay, here's where we start?
Yes. Well, I think that we put so much pressure on ourselves to do everything perfect. We live in this era of seeing these beautiful curated, Instagram feeds and Facebook feeds and Pinterest, and we're thinking we got to do everything perfect. And I think it's okay to do something good enough. And so your workout might not look like it used to. You maybe used to go to the gym and take a certain type of class. It might be that you're going to work out in your garage for 20 minutes and do a high intensity training workout. Mm-hmm. It's not about being perfect. It's about really living and figuring out what's most important to you. So this is what we do in the book, is we kind of break it down. It's a year-long program, because I feel like we always try to do too much too fast, all at once, is first figure out what's most important to you. And so we have an activity in the book where we really go, okay, what's most important to you? And then you look at your to-do list. And is your to-do list tied to those important things? I think if you look at someone's calendar, look at anybody's calendar. You look at your calendar, that tells you what you're thinking is important to you. Mm-hmm. And for most people, that's not an alignment. And so you even think about that work-wise, or if you have a big project that you want to do, or, a big goal that you want to have, is that on your calendar? So we figure out what's most important, and then we figure out how do you do maybe baby steps to get there? Because I'm a big believer in small steps will get you anywhere you want to go. Again, in the book, we do a baby step workout where it's like, okay, you know what? How many push-ups can you do? How many squats can you do? No matter what the number is, it can be so small. And then we do a little chart of each time. Can you increase it by a few seconds? Can you increase by a few reps? And think about where you'll be a year from now if you keep adding on to that. So, lots of different things from, food to fitness, meal planning. We just have to figure out what we can take off of mom's plate. So we do a lot of talk about pruning and delegating, because if your day is already so full, you can't say, oh, you should add on self-care. We have to figure out what we can take off so you can fit in what's most important.
So you really have a sit down and get to know them pretty well to know what their requirements are in the day, their duties.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, on the first side, you look at what are your values and what's most important to you. Then we look at, okay, what are all the things going on in your day, and what might we be able to delegate? And when I say delegate, it doesn't mean that you have an assistant that you're able to delegate off to. It might mean that you buy chopped vegetables and the roasted chicken at the market so that you didn't have to make that. It might mean that you buy, the store-bought cupcakes instead of making the cupcakes. It might mean that you use Amazon Fresh or, some sort of Amazon in general to shop so you don't have to shop. There's so many ways we can take advantage of technology, take advantage of other kinds of hacks out there so that we can really spend our time doing what's most important to us.
And there's also the option of asking the husband to do some things, pick some things up on the
There
way home.
is. That's right. Yeah. Or partner, because we have lots of,
Right.
but I mean, if you are lucky enough to have somebody that you are sharing this relationship with, then don't be afraid to say, honey, can you pick up this on the way home? Can you do this? Like, if we are going to talk about spouses and the male generation, most of you want us to be happy and you just don't know what to do when you're not mind readers. So I find with my own husband that it's like, if I'm really specific to say, can you pick up this, this, and this? It's a yes, but if I just say, I need more help, he's like, I don't know what that means. So we have to be really specific about what we want.
Yeah, and I've been at the other end of that stick before too, where suddenly my wife's all upset with me and said, "Well, can't you see I'm busy? You could have helped." Well,
And you have no idea.
but I'm not a mind reader. What? I mean,
Yes.
I am more than happy to, but you have to tell me what you want because it looks like you've got it all covered right here. And how do I know what you're involved in and what you don't want to handle? So
Yeah, I mean, for your dads who are listening, I will say if you really want to score some points with your wife, see where you can jump in when she hasn't asked. If you see her doing the dishes, say, hey, baby, I got this. You go take a bath. If whatever it is, like if you do that just a little bit, you will get so much mileage. But assuming that the husband is not listening to your podcast, I'm going to say to the moms who are listening, just ask. Just say, you know what? I'm really full and here's some areas that you could help me. Does any of this sound doable to you? And he'll say, yes, I can do this, this, and this.
because after all, it is a team, and he knows that, or she, the partner knows that this is a team effort. And I know there are some stodgy old-fashioned husbands who believe woman's work is in the house and men's is outside, but they're farther and fewer between these days.
I really think so. And I love that you mentioned team because I actually think the whole family is a team. And so I believe very much in getting kids helping out as soon as you can, whether it is, helping to sweep or, you use the little handheld vac to emptying the dishwasher, to doing their laundry. And obviously if you just Google, there's a million age appropriate chore lists. And we give you some links as well to see like what's age appropriate for my kids. And I will tell you, moms, that the kids will not do it exactly as you would like it done. It won't be as perfect as you would like it done, and to let go of that need for perfection. Just like if you are the boss in a business, you train, right? You train somebody, you show them how to do it, you do it with them for a while, and eventually they'll get it. Our job as moms is to raise self-sufficient adults, not to do all the things for them.
And this is something I noticed when I went to college, that I had two roommates that were pretty much invalids as far as knowing how to function in life. Their mothers did everything for them, from laundry and cleaning and cooking. They couldn't do a thing. I had to show them how to do these things.
We're not doing our kids any favors by doing that. So it will do you a favor to have more space and more time, as speaking to the moms, and it will do them a favor because that's what we're trying to raise them to do. My kids have been doing laundry since they were both of their own laundry since they were so little. They walk the dog, they pick up the poop, they feed the dog, they do the dishes, and it's a team thing. I do it with them as well. And we've all got things, but we are a household and a family, and we all work together to make it be successful.
Exactly. I love that. It is a family and as a team. And that's one thing I say to my kids a lot, because they still don't quite understand the meaning of team. They think there's an I and a you in there. And I'll send them to some chores like sweeping, one of the floors of our house, and I'll see some dirt laying right there. Oh, well, that was the other one's job, So nope, it's all of your job. So you all get to do it. all over
Yep,
again.
definitely.
I have a big shirt that I call the get along shirt, and I stick them
Yeah.
both in. And since one is left-handed, one's right, it works really well. So they have to sweep
Oh my
sharing
God.
by sharing hands. One sticks their arm through the hole and does a little bit of sweeping. And boy, I've only had to use it a few
That
times,
is awesome.
but that is the gives them the true meaning of teamwork. And they keep trying to reach underneath and use their other hand. I'm like, nope, 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 only one hand.
Oh, that is brilliant. How'd you come up with that? I love that. That's very cool.
I really don't know. I think I had this big giant shirt that somebody gave me. It was like a triple X or something, and I thought, well, this is big enough for the two of you. And it just sort of the idea just sort of came from that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it.
So tell me about some of these. So you said you work with people for a year. So how does that go? You have a building, I presume. And the reason I ask that, I know it sounds kind
Yeah.
of dumb, but I've seen so many of these moms groups with strollers, like the Stroller Strider, or I don't know if that's a brand name or what, but I see moms working out in parks with strollers and babies and things like that. So tell me what
Love,
your
that's
setup is like.
us. Yeah,
Okay.
chances are that's us. So,
Right,
because
right.
we're a franchise now. We have almost 300 franchisees across the country.
Wow.
We have almost 2,000 class locations nationwide, and those are comprised of Fit for Baby, Stroller Strides, and Body Back. So when you do see that stroller brigade, that is us. So that's
Nice.
a stroller-based workout that moms can do with their babies. And so, yeah, that's our classes. So when I say that I work with moms for a year, I'm actually referring to in the book. So the Empowered Mama book is a 1-year program. So month by month, we have a different focus, and there's some tasks for you to do under that focus. So a year from now, whenever you start the book, you don't have to start it in January. You pick whatever you want. You really have hopefully reclaimed your time, your health, and yourself.
Oh, that's fantastic. So these groups meet. How does somebody get a hold of these groups?
Well, if you go to fitformom.com, it's fit with the number 4mom.com. You just put in your zip code and you can find a class near you. And if there's not a class near you, that's how we've grown as fast as we have, is through our franchise opportunity. So you can check out the franchise opportunity because we really did create this incredible career opportunity for women who have a passion for fitness and motherhood. And so we're really proud of the franchise. Our franchisees are such a wide variety of backgrounds. Everything, we've had a CSI investigator, an accountant, an attorney, artist, you name it.
Wow.
But they all come together because they have this deep, passionate belief in what we've been talking about, in helping women put their own oxygen mask on first and really being the voice of wellness for moms.
So you can take care of yourself without being so selfish that the family falls apart.
I do think so.
Have you ever seen somebody get too involved in cultivating their selfish spirit?
I'm sure that that's out there. I have not experienced that a lot. What we really see is usually the opposite. Is that, as you know, it's so hard for moms to find the time to take care of themselves. But usually when moms take a little bit of time for self-care, whether that is through the exercise, through the food she's eating, through meditation, something spiritual for her, she then has the energy and the intention to be who she wants to be as a mom.
I like that. I like that. And I'm looking at your book right now, and I see the ways to take a me break, and these are some things that I don't know, don't seem to be obvious, even though they're really obvious. Walk, meditate, journal, pray, exercise, stretch, breathe, doodle, read, take a bath. Boy, there's a great one right there. Light a candle. Now, these are
Yeah.
things that when I say it, I'm sure everyone's nodding their head going, duh.
Yeah.
Yet, when you're wrapped up in the moment, it's hard to think of. Just shut off your device, turn off the TV, turn off the, music, maybe. Just sit there quietly for a minute even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're exactly right. What most people do, most adults nowadays, we wake up and we power through the day. We just get things done. We react to all the things that are coming towards us, and then we crash our head on the pillow at night. And so my thought is, what can we do to create some joy and some positivity in the ordinary. And so if you follow me on Instagram, just this morning, I showed how I add eucalyptus to my morning shower. Like there are things that you can do to make the ordinary things a little bit more enjoyable and to decompress and to set your energy. And I can tell you that when we do that, when we live the way we want our kids to live, it is a gift for us and it's a gift for them because they're watching what we're doing and they will learn it. And you and I talked earlier about that we both have tween girls and, you know, they get a little grumpy sometimes. I guess we all get a little grumpy sometimes, but my own daughter she kind of knows when she's in a grumpy mood and she will light a candle in the bathroom and she'll put some aromatherapy in and she'll take a bath and she comes out a different person. And she learned that not because I told her to ever do that. She just saw that that's what mom does to decompress, and I probably come out a nicer person too. So again, we want to live the way we want our kids to one day live.
That is fantastic. Truer words were never said. You know, there's that the kids do what you do, not do what you say. And any parent knows that. But if you really think about it and realize it, what you're doing, how it really affects them. Another example of that is the mom or the dad even, the parents who are watching what they eat. They're eating healthy foods, and then they buy crap for their kids.
That's right.
It really gives them a mixed message. Oh, you can have cookies, but I can't. Well, why? Okay. And also, what sort of taste are we helping them develop and that they're going to want to eat as they're adults?
That's right. Absolutely.
So yeah, kids are people too, in other words, and treat them the way you want to be treated, and maybe they'll treat you the way you want to be treated as well.
Good advice.
How can somebody get a hold of you and learn more?
Yeah, I mean, certainly just about everything's on that one site.
Your book?
My book is on there. If you want to know more about me specifically, you can go to lisadruxman.com. I have a podcast called the Motivating Mom Podcast. I do speaking events, so would love to come to someone's event and hopefully find a way to empower whoever we're speaking to again, claim their time and their health. And yeah, you can follow me on the usual Facebook, Instagram, pretty easy to find, Lisa Druxman.
You know, I have to put a plug out for your book. This is really well done. I like your Wheel of Life, where I'll give a description here. It looks like a pie from the top down. It has the different slices, and each slice has a different feature of a person's life, their mental health, their spiritual, physical, family, etc. And there's a rating number, so you would put a mark in how important that is to you. And that, I think it's a great way to visualize how you're feeling, because our decisions are made by our feelings primarily. Do we go left? Do we go right? Do we drink this? Do we eat that? And that's based on our feelings. And so often we not really aware of why.
Yeah, I mean, that's an activity, the Wheel of Life activity that I do every year. In fact, I'm doing it with my private Empowered Mama Facebook group right now, because it's a really great way to then create your goal setting for the year, to say, where am I off balance? Where do I need to raise my score? I forgot to mention when you were asking where to follow me, if anybody buys the book, if you go to empoweredmamabook.com, we have some awesome bonuses, including workouts, meditations, menu recipe plan, and you get invited to this private Facebook group where I'm doing private coaching with this group on really planning your best year ever. So if you are listening at the time that this episode releases, then your timing is just perfect for some good goal setting.
All right, fantastic. And this episode is set for the end of January. Most people tend to make their goals before then, but really, if you want to change anything about your life and set a goal, change a habit, right now is the best time to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, Lisa, it's been fabulous talking to you. I've really enjoyed it, and I love your message, and I really wish you and all the people listening to this the best with just taking care of your family hub.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on your show and sharing the message.
My pleasure.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Live Fit Podcast. Please subscribe and share with someone you care about. Read show notes, articles, resources, and learn more about our weight management programs at livefitpodcast.com.